Welcome. It's Monday night. Welcome to MCU Mondays. We're glad you joined us. As you see, I did a costume change. If you caught the live Lego build earlier this evening, so had to do a costume change for MCU Mondays. But we are here. We're here to talk about MCU Mondays or MCUs, just all that kind of cool stuff. Uh,
Whatever.
Whatever. I am your host, David. With me, as always, is my co-host, Debbie. Debbie, how are you this evening?
I'm fine. At least I got my homework done today.
Yeah. You'll notice Andrew is not here this evening because Andrew failed to do the assignment and watch Kraven the Hunter, which is what we're talking about this evening. So, and he's probably watching right now, so I can laugh at him. Bunny Bomb Studios is on. Hey, how are you? This person was on the live feed this afternoon. Glad to see you back.
Oh, was he? She?
Yep.
He? She?
Person. We'll just go with person. That covers everything. That's the whole gambit. Don't have to worry about it. So anyway, before we get into Kraven, though, and I know it's not MCU news. I know it's not Marvel news, but the trailer.
Look who's in the chat.
Oh,
I can't bother to show up for the show. To hell.
Yep.
Oh. Yep. Yeah, the writing was. Oh my.
So anyway, let me think. Oh, this is not MCU related. It's not even Marvel related, but DC is releasing the trailer for the new Superman movie on Thursday. I don't remember what time exactly.
I think it said 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is
so that's like 7 a.m. my time, which means like 6 o'clock in the morning your time, I think.
Why so freaking early?
Because 9 a.m. Pacific time, it's California, so they're going to release it when it's convenient for California because it's I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Guess I'll watch it when I'm out in the garage smoking then. After my shower.
I'll watch it when I'm on the crapper taking my morning deuce.
Very true.
So anyway, but we did get. I'm going to show your screen here, Debbie. We got this. I don't know if this is like a. Yes, we are. We are talking about the Superman trailer. So we got this poster, and Debbie, explain what is this? Twitter? No, this is YouTube.
No, this is YouTube. It's a YouTube short, I believe.
Okay, so here's the YouTube short. Go ahead and hit play on it. Just you got to listen to it though. Listen to it's the music will grab you. It's a very gripping poster initially too. Oh, it's so beautiful.
I really hope this is in the movie because it's beautiful.
It is. I'm gonna hide it now so we don't get bombed. Ando is on. Hi, Ando. Just a Disney Geek says it's 6 a.m. Pacific, so 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern. So I will be.
Oh, I had it backwards. My bad.
I'll be at work already. So.
Well, so will I, but I will have my YouTube on.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's And it's John Williams too. If you missed, what was it, about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago on Cantina Happy Hour, we talked all about what you call it, John Williams and his music. So all kinds of excited about that. It is.
Yes.
Yep. So there's that. That's Thursday morning. We get the trailer for that, which I don't know if we'll talk about it on the happy hour, but yeah, we might. Just
Hey,
just
it's your show. Talk about whatever you want.
yeah, my show. Do what I want, darn it. So let me think. So what are we talking about tonight? Oh, we're talking about Kraven. Now
Yeah.
this was
You goes from something beautiful like Superman. Then
yeah, to this.
Although
This.
I will say, I did like Aaron
Taylor
Johnson. I always forget his full name. Aaron Taylor Johnson. I did like him in this role. The movie was just something a little less desired. I like the action sequence.
That's not a very high bar to set, honestly.
Yeah, I put a poll up on YouTube, and I said, which movie is the best Sonyverse movie? Madam Web, Morbius, Venom,
the three
and
Venom
this
movies.
one.
Yeah,
and Venom won it.
Oh yeah,
I love Venom.
I haven't either, and I'm refusing to just on principle. But I did.
I have.
It's on Netflix, right?
I think so.
Maybe I'll sit down and watch it.
Or maybe it's on HBO. I don't know.
It's on one of the two. I'll find it. It's somewhere. Surely I can watch it somewhere. Anyway, so somebody posed, and I forgot what they were comparing it to. Gosh, it was at work, and he said, "Gosh, I can't even remember what it was, but it was." I'm with you. I liked Aaron Taylor Johnson in this. I thought the role was good for him. I thought the story was crap. I thought not him, but some of the other acting in this movie was just garbage.
And some of the lines
were horrible, including some of his lines too were just horrible.
I'm hoping his next movie will be the comeback movie for him. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And that's Nosferatu.
Yeah.
On Christmas Day. I won't see it on Christmas Day, but I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully that'll be his comeback film.
And don't forget, we had the obligatory take off your shirt scene so we could see your ripped abs, which they're right here below us in case you missed them.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, if that was a girl and I said that, I'd be a dirty pig. So double standards.
Filthy pig. You filthy animal.
Stinking pig. What I didn't like, well, let me back up a little bit. Because if I'm thinking right, and I think it's true. Hi, Chewy.
Chewy.
There is Sony is not allowed to, or I'm sorry, the MCU is not allowed to use any character that has appeared outside of the MCU, any of the Spider-Man characters that has appeared outside the MCU. So in other words, within the MCU, you can't have Venom, you can't have Sandman, you can't have Green Goblin, you can't have Electro, Lizard, Doc Ock. Who else has been in the Sonyverse?
Rhino.
Yeah, Rhino, which he was in this one. But again,
he was in this one of the Spider-Man movies too.
He was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah.
Yeah, he was more of the
secondary
mechanical
yeah
Rhino, because there's several iterations of Rhino. when I looked
But
it up.
but with this one, I was watching it and I'm like, oh my gosh, how many characters? It's like they tried to cram as many characters as they could into this film. So it's like, ha, now you can't use any of them because we've used them all. Ha ha ha. And I mean, even ones I had to go and look up, and it's like, oh my god, that's a real, honest to god character. And like the foreigner, the foreigner, he is an honest to god Marvel character, a Spider-Man villain, and he is an assassin at peak physical performance, and he has no powers other than he can basically look at someone in the eye and hypnotize them for a period of approximately 10 seconds, which allows him to get the edge on people and makes him appear as though he's moving ridiculously fast, which is exactly what he does in this movie, except he counts to 3.
Hmm.
So him, you had uh Chameleon, which I caught that one early on. Which, funny enough, the Chameleon is Kraven's half brother, which they got they at least got the family tree right too. I mean, they did a lot right as far as the lore goes. Um,
Well, I just didn't like the fact that his brother despised, well, not only Craven or Sergi, but his father.
yeah,
And then he turns right around and he kind of basically turns into his father. He takes over the family business and becomes an asshole like his dad.
and now he hates his brother instead of loves his brother. So,
Which
I
makes
think
no sense because his father did a lot more to him than his brother did. All Sergi did was, well, I mean, it's not good, but he left him there with his dad.
right. He ran
But
off.
his dad did far worse things, and I'm like, make it make sense. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and there was a lot of things in it that didn't make any sense. Calypso's another character. She is Craven's on again, off again lover. She is a super villain. That's the other thing is you had Craven and Calypso, and these two people are bad guys. They are villains in the comic book. Sony has done this thing with where they've taken like Morbius and Venom. You've taken kind of the anti-hero, and Craven to some degree is kind of an anti-hero as well. But before anything, he's always been a villain. And then all of a sudden,
But
it's like
to me, he didn't come off that way in this movie.
exactly.
Not really.
And Calypso was the same way. And Calypso again, she's like I forgot what they had her listed as a witch that is a supervillain of Spider-Man. And it's like, well, she's kind of a good guy in this. She's not really a supervillain. So,
Yeah, I just don't understand Sony's business model for these movies because
well, it was a my opinion was it was a power grab, and it was like, okay, you're gonna have Spider-Man for the MCU, but we're gonna make sure you have very little to choose from as far as the villain pool goes. So,
but then why wouldn't they make these movies the best movies they could possibly make them?
because they're jerks. I don't know.
That's what I don't understand. It's like, okay, you're losing money on these movies, except for I think Venom is probably the best performing movies. But I'm like, why wouldn't you do the best you could and really give us some badass villains
Yep.
in movies instead of I don't know, half-ass?
Throwing a bunch of crap together and hoping it sticks.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. And I feel bad for the actors who have been in these movies, except for Tom Hardy.
and Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, because he was in Bullet Train. I don't know if you've seen that with Brad Pitt.
He was also in
That's a
Age
good
of
movie.
Ultron.
Well, yeah, Quicksilver. But he was in Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, and I thought he did really well in that. And Bullet Train's a good movie too. I really liked it.
So, I liked how when they started this movie, it wasn't, I mean, it was an origin story, but they didn't start it off as the origin story. It started off with him on a hunt, him hunting, basically. And then it kind of told his origin in flashbacks. It's like, it'd flashback and then it kind of flash forward and say, okay, here's what's going on now. And then it flashback for a few minutes and then flash forward. And I want to say it was done well. His brother, I could not stand his brother. And I know he was probably supposed to be like that. Just this little, he really was a wiener. I mean, just, God, I wanted to punch him. I was like, you're an idiot. My father hates me and I can't do it. Well, you know what? Start acting up a little bit. Start acting more like a man. Start doing some of this stuff that he's telling you to do. And maybe your father will pay attention to you and respect you then. Don't sit there and whine about it. And then the whole thing with Calypso, that pissed me off. That was, oh God, I was just, all right. So Calypso is the one that saved it. He was attacked by a lion. By the way, we're talking about spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie, just listen to us talk about it and wait for Netflix because
save your money.
Yeah. Don't go to the theaters to watch this one. Andrew, you may have done well by not doing your homework this week. So. But Bullet Train was amazing. Ultra violent like Kill Bill or Kingsman.
Yes, Kingsman was good too. I like that one. I like Taron Egerton.
So he gets attacked by this lion. She saves his life, leaves him with this tarot card. She gives him this formula, which basically gives him his superpowers. I mean, it's almost like he's got the eyes of the eagle and he can run really fast and he can jump and do all this cool acrobatics, parkour stuff.
Parkour.
I almost said
the blood was mixed with
that?
The lion too.
Yeah, and his blood was mixed with the lion, and the lion was the legend lion or whatever. But anyway, but she's the one that saves him, and then it flashes forward, and he finds her, and he gives her the card back, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're the boy! How did you do? Oh, I'm a hunter. I find things. I'm really good at what I do." And then I swear to God, the next line out of his mouth is, "But you work in this law firm, so you can help me find these guys." And I'm like,
you just said.
Did you not just say? I mean, literally, did you not just say, I am the best hunter there is? I find people. And here you're coming to her. I need you to help me find these people. And I'm like, what was the point? What was the point? Oh, it was really? Oh, come on. Am I wrong in thinking this? It was like, what? You're the hunter. Find him. You find him. That's like those guys that, if you do this, I'm sorry. That's fine. Those guys that sit there and say they're hunters, but what do? They go out to the middle of a big field or a piece of wood. They throw corn out for about half a year, and then they go up and sit in a stool that's screwed to the back of a tree and wait for that deer to come around because that deer's been fed corn. He's not hunting. He's feeding deer and then shooting them in a barrel. That's not hunting. That's what Kraven is doing at this point. He's like, I'll I'll get the fish in a barrel and then I'll shoot and hope I get one. Like, you're killing me.
Uh,
You're killing me.
I was in the theater by myself, and I basically, I mean, if I hadn't been, I probably wouldn't have done it, but I was sitting there laughing. I mean, not big ha ha, really loud
Right.
laughing, but I was just sitting there giggling. I was like, what in the world?
Yeah. And honestly, the actress that played Calypso, I don't know, there was just something about her, the way she delivered her lines and the way she was carrying that character. I almost was like she's like a character from like one of these B sci-fi movies, sci-fi channel movies. It looks like she should have been in like Sharknado or something like that. I mean, it's just she was just really dry and corny, and I was like, "Ugh, you're horrible. You are terrible." And I don't. Maybe she was trying to come off that way. I don't know. Wait a minute. There's 3 guys that just walked into my law firm, and they don't look like they belong here. It's like, just
Yeah, some
just
of the
stop.
writing was really atrocious.
Just
My
stop.
grandmother died, and I never saw her again.
You think? I had a guy once tell me
That's normally what happens when somebody dies.
We were getting ready to go out once, and I was standing with this guy, and we were under a porch, and we were watching it. It's raining the rain was coming down, and he looks up and goes, "Well, one of 2 things is going to happen. Either it's going to stop raining, or it isn't." No kidding. You don't say, really?
Wow, Einstein.
You covered the whole gambit on that one. Jeez.
Maybe he was one of the writers on this movie.
I don't know. Maybe. It was horrible. I mean, and it seemed like there was, and I can't remember any specifics, but it seemed like there was a bunch of things that were left, like not undone, but like he said, it was like all of a sudden he was like, "I need to go visit somebody or something," and then all of a sudden he's there, and it's like, okay, well, how did he get there? He just, I don't know. It seemed like it was edited very poorly, to where it was like there was some scenes cut that maybe could have explained a little more as far as what exactly was going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, the cut was, and the guy that played the Rhino, God, I wanted to.
He was annoying.
Yeah, it was like watching Jamie Foxx as Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was like, seriously, you want us to take this guy serious as a serious villain because he's just corny. I mean, it's just cheese. And that was the other thing. When we are introduced to the character of the Rhino, the only thing I could think of was Iron Man 3. It's Iron Man 3. That's exactly what it was. Where he went up to uh what's Sergei's father, the Russell Crowe character, the gangster. "Oh, I think we should partner together and we need to do this and work together and blah blah blah." And he says, "You're nothing to me." And he just leaves him there stunned, and he's like, almost looks like he's gonna cry, and you're weak and you're not a hunter like me, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, Jesus, it's Iron Man 3. He blew him off, and then he comes back at the end to try and take over.
Marvel should sue for copyright.
I'm telling you, it was exactly, I mean, like, the only difference was that he was a Russian mobster and Tony was a, what is it, billionaire playboy philanthropist.
Right.
It's the only difference. So, I mean, it was just, you had this scrawny little nerdy guy come up to the big powerful guy and say, "Hey, I need your help with something." And he blows him off and says, "No, I don't want to deal with you." And then he comes back at the end and turns into this. It wasn't a guy in a suit either. It was, I mean, he literally turned into a rhino. I mean, it was
now. What did you think of that iteration of Rhino? I mean, did it look awful? Were you disappointed?
a little bit, mainly because, yes, I think you're right. It didn't. I mean, it was. There was one point where I was like, okay, cue the CGI fight because here it comes. And it was like watching. There were some points where the CGI was very Matrix 2 looking, where it was very cartoon, and it didn't to me it didn't look very good at all. And a
I mean,
lot of it,
I didn't think Rhino looked bad. I
at
mean,
least
he
they made him
was.
big. I'm gonna say that because in the comic books, Rhino's like a big guy.
Oh, he's
So
huge. He's like Hulk. He's
yeah,
huge.
so at least
They
they.
didn't go that way in the movie though.
Well, I mean, they did. He got a little bit bigger, but he wasn't Hulk big, but he did get
Right.
bigger. So, and he just kept saying his skin got hard. He didn't ever say anything about a horn coming out of his head. And I was just like, oh God. It's just
That's Rhino. If you
yeah,
look
I
at
know. No, I know.
he has two horns.
Yeah, I got it. I
I
understand.
mean, in the comics, he looks kind of dumb because he's got Rhino all over except for right here.
Yeah, it's his face.
And I'm
'Cause he's
like,
wearing a
okay, now that looks dumb. Just my personal
But
opinion.
I will say this, at least, I mean, they were trying to get everything or every character at least somewhat comic book accurate to what they look like in the comics. I mean, there are certain times like the X-Men, in the black leather. Oh, what would you rather have? Yellow and blue leotards? You know, there's certain times where you're looking at it going, I want the X-Men costumes. And this one was one of those ones where you could look at it and go, hey, it looks like the characters from the it looks like the characters that I am used to, that I grew up with. So for that, I will check a pro on that, to where they did, at least they did a decent job. I mean, even down to the chameleon, when his brother says, because his brother was going to the same doctor that Rhino was going to, and I'd love to know who
Right.
that was. But even the doctor was like, "Oh, I've been going to the doctor," and then he changed. I mean, when he physically changed, he had the face of the chameleon from the comic books. So I was like, "Oh, okay."
You know who he reminded me of when he went into his, I don't even know, where he was just the white face.
The chameleon, yeah.
He is that the same character from 97 X-Men 97?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
He was also he was in the Spider-Man, the old. Oh no, you're thinking of Morph. No.
Yeah.
Morph is different. No, the chameleon is a Spider-Man villain. He was in the old Spider-Man cartoon shows a lot. So,
But that's who he reminded me of when he went white face. I was like, is that dude from X-Men 97? Because
no,
I was like confused.
different guy. He was. There is a Spider-Man villain called the Chameleon, and that's what he does. Is he? I don't know necessarily that he physically shapeshifts. I think his suit allows him to shift and take on different appearances of different people. So, so that's was. I mean, again, he had the Chameleon. He had the Foreigner, who was being run by the Rhino. And he was, I don't know, it was almost like there was too much. It was almost like you had Batman, and it was Batman and the Joker. And then you had Batman Returns, and it was Batman and Penguin and Catwoman. And then you had Batman Forever, and it was Batman and Riddler and Two-Face and Robin. And then you had whatever, Batman and Robin, and it was Batman and Robin and Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and Bane and Batgirl. And it was like, all right, you're crowding up everything at this point. There's too many stories going on.
Exactly.
So it's just too much going on. And especially because I mean they were like, okay, who is this guy? Who's the Foreigner? And then it was just like a real quick little blurb of, oh well, he killed my mentor, the man who trained me, blah blah blah. And ever since then I've been following him, hunting him. And then that was it. It was like, well, who was your mentor? Why did he kill him?
Yeah, I was like, did I miss something?
No, you didn't. It was
Okay.
his poor editing. That's what it was. That might have been one of those ones where it was like, I mean, it was literally just one line gave his entire backstory. So it was just I don't know. It was a dumpster fire. This movie was a dumpster fire.
What'd you
And
think of the fight scenes?
I mean, the fight scenes were. I liked. You know what I liked? I liked the at the end, or not at the end, but toward the end when they had all those mercenaries going through the woods near his house, and they were hunting him. And again, this scene screamed to me, Guardians 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when Rocket had all the little booby traps set up through all the trees, and he had all the booby traps set up through all the trees, and he was just taking them out a little bit at a time. Now, I will say, because obviously we're dealing with an R rating here, and when he hit that guy in the face with the bear trap, and it caught his head, and then he had the other guy. He stepped 1 foot in each bear trap, and then it caught on a rig and slid him. And it, I mean, he had something set up to where it pulled him 2 different ways,
Into a
but then
tree stump.
it split him in half. It cut him in half and flipped. Oh, it was a mess. And
But it wasn't for an R rated. I didn't think it was as gory or
no, it really
bloody
wasn't. It was not
that
gory.
it could be.
You had 2 F-bombs. That may have been what pushed it over to the R rating. There was 2 F-bombs in this movie that I caught. There may have been more, but there was only 2 that really stood out to me. And I mean, seriously, they probably could have cut one of those and probably got a PG-13 rating very easily. But to put it in and say, "Oh, look how edgy we are. We're making an R-rated movie." I was like,
Like,
okay,
dude, you need to come experience my day where I drop an F bomb
this is
every 15 minutes.
this is one of those ones where they could probably take the full cut and put it on FX and it would be fine. They wouldn't have to edit anything.
Oh my.
So
Yeah, like
the
I
only thing you would have
said,
to edit it for would be for time.
I liked the fight scenes, and I really did like Aaron in this role. I just really wish they could have done it more justice. I mean, I didn't know diddly squat about Kraven, never heard of him. So I was really interested in, learning about the character. And I mean, I did learn about him, but it was still just kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I
And
had
they,
hoped for more.
yeah, yes, it was multiverse of madness all over again. Is exactly what it was.
Now, better than Madam Web or worse?
I don't know. I haven't seen Madam Web, but I'm gonna say probably better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I put it above Madam Web
I'd
because
put it
I just
above.
didn't like.
I would put it above Morbius, probably too. But that's because I don't like Jared Leto. If they had put somebody better in the role of Morbius, I might have liked Morbius a little bit better. Not better than Venom. Venom was fine the way it was. Venom will throughout
Yeah,
this Sonyverse.
Venom was Venom, and it's
Venom will
Tom
continue.
Hardy.
Yeah, enough said. So I think through this Sonyverse, this will be that'll be the theme. Is you'll just Venom. You'll see the Venom movies take the top spots, and then however you want to rank the last 3 is whatever. So long as Madam Web is last. And like I said, I haven't even seen it. And actually, this movie has done, as far as I know, or last time I checked, this movie was worse on the tomato meter than Madam Web even was. I think it was like 2 points.
Friday or third. Was it? I think it was Thursday night. Ooh. Hold on a sec. Let me look real quick. Let's see what it says now. Oh Lord, where the hell is it?
I have no idea. Don't know.
Well, I would have thought it would have been on the first page, but what the hell?
But they had again the whole thing with Calypso. Yeah, that too. It was Calypso. Why was she like she was? It was just all of a sudden she's there and
Okay, so on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score was 15%.
for
The audience score, however, was 73% for those are for Craven.
wow.
Now, somebody, what was that on Twitter or something? Because I about lost it. I thought I was gonna have Coke come out my nose. Because he said Craven is a masterpiece. I was like, did we watch the same movie? Because I know I'm not always the greatest movie critic. Because there's a lot of shit I like that a lot
It's
of
not
people
good.
don't.
Yeah.
But let's see what Madam Web was.
And generally Debbie and I are on the same page. Well, there's a few that we didn't care for.
Okay, so Madam Web critic score is 11%.
Okay.
Audience score is 56. So Craven has performed better than Madam Web that way.
Financially, I don't think it has though. Not yet.
No, I was thinking.
I want to say it made like 4 million on its opening day, and I think Madam Web made like 6 something million.
Yeah, I
Something
think
along that line.
I think I seen earlier today that Craven had made 12 million over the weekend, which still doesn't make up for
It's like 130 million, I think, to make the
that it
movie.
cost. Yeah, so I was just like,
Yeah.
not good.
Especially since this is, I mean, if this was like we're close to being on DVD weekend, okay, fine. But this is opening weekend. Your numbers need to be a little bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of new movies over the weekend. I watched Red One. I thought that was a fun movie, but it's getting slammed by critics. I don't know.
Oh
I thought
yeah.
it was a fun movie. It was
It's
good.
on Prime now, right?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was good. I watched Joker 2.
Yeah.
I wish I could get that time back. There was times it was good when there wasn't singing. Just too much singing. Too much. I love musicals as much as the next person, but I don't know if it was because Lady Gaga was in the movie and they thought, hey, let's take advantage of this. And, and I was just like, no.
No. Bad people.
No.
Bad producers.
So, I mean, because when it wasn't singing in the, like some of the courtroom scenes I really liked and some of the other stuff, I was just like, I think it would have been better if there had been. See, I don't get why it's getting slammed. I really don't. Red One was good.
I'm wondering
Chris
if people were thinking that they were going to try. I mean, to me, that doesn't look like a movie to be taken seriously. And I think people were kind of looking at it like, oh, we need to take this movie seriously. And it's like, no, this is a fun.
It was a fun movie.
This is like watching a Hallmark. This is a Hallmark Channel Christmas movie for guys.
I mean, there was some cussing. It wasn't too bad, some shits and what the hells, and Chris Evans being Chris Evans. And he was a bit of an asshole in this movie, kind of like he was in Wolverine, Deadpool. But yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I really enjoyed it.
Chris Evans is just trying not to get typecast as the all-American goody two-shoes Captain America.
He was in was it Glass Onions?
Oh, yeah. It was
that was a good movie.
It wasn't. It was the first one, wasn't it?
Knives Out.
Knives Out. Yeah.
I couldn't think of the movie, but that's it. Yeah, I thought he was great in that. I mean, he played Spoiler alert, he played a bad guy.
And you know
I
what?
thought it was great.
If you really want to see Chris Evans, go watch Chris Evans in Not Another Teen Movie. And you can see him walking around with whipped cream on his nipples and his Johnson with a banana in his ass.
I have seen that, yes.
And I'm not lying when I say that. He got a banana up his pooper. So Not Another Teen Movie. Go watch it. It's hilarious.
I've seen it. Yeah. So yeah, I really wish they would have put more effort into this movie. I think it could have been a good movie.
It had the it had the meat it could have been, but they cooked it wrong and it wasn't. So I've got to say I was a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping for more as well. But
yeah, same here. I was kind of hoping that, I mean, like I said, I've seen good and bad about this movie. The masterpiece, no. The masterpiece comment, no.
Now I will say this. They said, I think they said that this is the last of the Sonyverse, Sony Spider-Verse, or whatever they're calling it these days, the Sonyverse. This is the last.
Except for Spider-Man stuff.
Well, yeah, but I think that's different. This is like the Venom, the Madam Web, the Morbius, the villain verse, yeah. So this is the last one of those. Now that being said, there was no post-credit scene. Nothing post-credit, nothing. And the guy, it was real funny because the guy that was sitting, he wasn't sitting next to me, but he was on the same aisle. And we were the only two left in the theater watching all the credits and everything because everybody else got up and left because I think they were just ready to get out of there. But he said, that's really odd for a Marvel movie not to have any kind of Easter egg or anything like that. And I was like, it's the last movie. There ain't no sense in doing it. There ain't no sense in teasing something else that's not going to happen. So,
yeah. Well, I was Googling as the credits were rolling. I mean, my bladder was about ready to burst. So I was like Googling, is there a post-credit scene?
You know what?
And when it said no, I was like, I'm out of here.
I went to the bathroom right before I knew the movie was only like 2 hours long. It's like 2 hours and 7, I think, with the credits. But then you got to factor in like 30 minutes of previews. But even still, I got in there and I got a big bucket of popcorn and a big drink. And I had like the first few sips of that drink and I was like, probably better not. Man, I walked out of that theater and I'd only drank about that much of that large drink because I was like, I'm gonna sit through this one. I'm not gonna be arguing with my bladder later on. So
I don't have a choice anymore. It just does its own thing.
When it's awake, and I can't help it.
We're not at Depends level yet.
Oh, no, not there yet.
But yeah.
So anyway, again, not a great movie. If they still have dollar theaters in your area, go see it at the dollar theater. That might be worth it. Other than that, wait for Netflix. Wait for streaming. How about that? Wait for streaming because that's. You know what? That's honestly, that's kind of what it reminded me of, was a sci-fi movie of the week kind of thing.
They might have been better off just putting it on
cable, basic cable.
Yeah. Might have been better off.
In fact, all of those movies might have been better.
Except for Venom. Got to see Tom Hardy on the big screen, baby. Although he was, I didn't mind him in Peaky Blinders. Oh. That was on Netflix TV.
Okay.
And they're supposed to be coming out with a movie, and I hope that's true, and I hope he's in it. But it's got Cillian Murphy, so.
Oof. Okay. All right.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
I said, ugh.
You don't like Cillian Murphy?
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Who is he? Was he the one that played the Scarecrow in the Batman? Oh, yeah, no.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
Oh my
So
God.
I haven't
Wow.
it's on my list of things. I saw
Have you ever
Valkyrie
watched
before.
Have
Huh?
you ever watched Peaky Blinders?
Uh-uh. Nope. Can't say that I have.
I'm
Sorry.
thoroughly disappointed. It's
It
like a gangster movie in London's back in the old days.
it never it has not hit my radar yet. So I guess I'll have to put it on my list of things. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell our audience this, and for those of you that know me, you're gonna. So I did a guest spot on Cam and Focus Weekly yesterday, where we had to watch a Tom Cruise movie, and I thought to myself, you know what? For my friend Cam, I'm gonna go and watch this Tom Cruise movie, and at least I'll have other people there to where I won't have to talk about it so much and talk about my disdain for this. And sure enough, me and Cam were the only ones there. Nobody else showed up. So I had
I
to
would
sit.
have if I'd been awake. But it's a good movie. Valkyrie is a good movie. I love war movies.
Maybe I'm frozen.
Did you freeze on me? Did I freeze on you? Okay. Oh no. That's not good. Hopefully he comes. Oh no.
There we go. Are we back?
Yeah.
We've got. It says live and recording. We should be okay.
Yeah, we're back.
All right.
I was like, shit, what am I going to talk about for 10 minutes?
I think
and I can't sign off, so that's really bad.
we've had some weather coming through today, so Kat was just saying it was 80 in her part of Texas. It was only 70 in my part of Texas, but it's been stormy and
It was 50 here, but we had rain all day, and some of it was a downpour.
now we did too.
December
I think
16th, come on. I mean,
we're
it's better than having snow and ice, but
we're still dealing with a little bit of it. But anyway, okay. Well, that being said, did we have anything else that we needed to talk about for this dumpster fire?
well, Marvel related, I think it's been confirmed Chris Evans will be back for Doomsday.
Yeah, I did hear something about that.
We don't know as who or what.
Yeah, because let's face it, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back for Doomsday. So
Somebody said Nomad. I don't know who Nomad is. I need to look that up. I don't know if that's a bad guy, good guy, or what. But I figured if he came back as anybody, it'd be Captain Hydra.
let's see here.
Oh, and
Andrew put out Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse will not release until 2026 at the earliest. Holy cow.
Is that the animated one?
Yeah.
Also, What If put out what their titles are?
Hang on, I've got that. I have.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Okay,
I do.
I've got
the episode guide, maybe. So the first one, oh, here we go. Let's see. So the first one these will all appear the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. So 7 days in a row, or 8 days in a row. We'll have 8 episodes. The first one is What If the Hulk Fought the Mech Avengers? The second one is What If Agatha Went to Hollywood? Third is What If the Red Guardian Stopped the Winter Soldier? The fourth one is What If Howard the Duck Got Hitched? The fifth one is what if the emergence destroyed the Earth? The sixth is what if 1972 question mark
1972 or 1872?
1872. Then what if the Watcher disappeared? And then the last episode is called What If What If?
What the hell's that?
Dumb.
I don't know.
All I'm gonna say right now, it doesn't look like there is a whole lot of Captain Britain going on with it.
I'm thinking that's what the 1872 one is.
Oh, you think so?
Because remember last season she was in 1700 or something like that.
Yeah. But
I mean, that's just I'm just spitballing, but I'm thinking.
I'm looking like the Hulk fighting the Mecha Avengers. Not so much. Agatha going to Hollywood again. Not so much. The Red Guardian and the Winter Soldier. My guess would be a lot of Russia stuff. Although, although if she was to appear, I would think that would probably be the one where she popped in at, maybe, because that's.
Oh, you think so?
Well, Red Guardian, and it's Russia and Europe's right there, so maybe. Howard the Duck, definitely not. The emergence destroyed the Earth. I don't think so. 1872, I don't know. Now the Watcher, what if the Watcher disappeared? That one she might be in because she and the Watcher had,
conversations.
Yeah, they were
she
talking.
Could hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what if? I don't know. Then maybe, but
I don't know. Hopefully they'll be good. I like Peggy, but sometimes last season it was just too much Peggy.
Oh, Peggy. So I think Peggy was also confirmed to appear in Doomsday as well.
Yes,
I think she was as well. So both Peggy and Cap should be there, but we don't know if it's as Peggy and as Cap. So
right. Should be interesting.
It'll be interesting.
I think that was all the Marvel stuff I knew. And only because Andrew had done partially his homework and put stuff in the chat. Poor guy. We pick on him a lot.
You darn right he does. Not only him, but Debbie does too, because she made me sit there and have to talk about it without being there to help me.
She wasn't planned on being there. I even watched the movie.
My emotional support person was not there.
You guys were talking about War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise.
I know we were. We were talking and The Mummy and a few other things.
I love War of the Worlds. I think that's a good movie.
Okay.
I think it's better than the original. I watch it every time it pops up on Netflix.
Debbie, I can't even talk to you sometimes.
I like it. It's a good movie.
All right, whatever.
The ones in the original, I just want to bitch slap a lot. My ex-husband was a huge fan of the original. As a matter of fact, we have it on VHS around here somewhere. But yeah, he was a huge fan of the original. And so, yeah, I had to watch it a lot. It's okay. I just like the Tom Cruise one. Now, the Mummy Tom Cruise, no. No, just so no. Much. Just no. Mission Impossible Tom Cruise, hell yes.
Yeah. Just the first one.
I like them all. I can't wait till next summer when the ninth one, whatever, comes out. Part 2 of the one that was out a couple years ago.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, all right. Shameless plugs. What do we got tonight?
Let's see. Tomorrow night over on the Sith Dominion, our buddies over there, they are also talking about Skeleton Crew.
But they're only on episode 3 though, right? Because episode 4 will drop during their show.
Yeah, they're a week behind.
They're a week behind us. No big deal.
Wednesday, we will have an episode of War of the Stars drop. Thursday, we are back talking about Skeleton Crew, and we're with it. We're hip. Yeah. We are right on it. So
we're
Friday.
In the know.
Friday, no Federation Friday this week.
Oh
no. John's got family coming in for holidays early, so
gotcha.
Yeah. I think we have a snack anime.
Snackame.
See, I can never get that right. Never, ever. I believe they're dropping an episode Friday. I didn't know what it's about, but they're dropping an episode.
No
Saturday.
Kat, if you're still on, do you have any clues as to what it's about? If you're still here. Anyway, go ahead.
Saturday Geek Gauntlet. They cover everything. Sunday, our good friend Cam over on his channel, Cam in Focus, over on YouTube here. They will be talking. Is it Underworld? I believe.
Yes.
Underworld. Is that the vampire?
Vampire and yeah. Vampire and werewolf. Yeah.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen.
I think that's the only one they're talking about, and I think I saw the first one too when it was in the theaters. I'm hard pressed. He was like, "Oh, we need to talk about it." I'm like, I don't even know where to go watch it because you can't stream it anywhere either. So.
Oh, you know what? They're coming. I don't know if you've ever seen 28 Days Later. Have you ever seen
I saw 28 Years Later. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't find 28 Days anywhere to watch.
Oh.
I've got it on physical media, though.
Oh.
So I need to rewatch that. But yeah.
And then we'll be back Monday.
Talking
Daredevil. Season 3, episode 3. Since we missed because David was sick that week. I think that's right.
I don't know.
Hang on, I can tell you in a minute. Because I'll have the
I thought we did episode 3 already.
I don't think we did.
Hold on.
Where's my
Oh no, it was just episode 2.
Yep, episode 3. Season 3, episode 3.
Yeah. I already made a nail for that, right?
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
I'm looking at it. It's good.
Because I'm like, do I have to make that again?
Nope, you're fine. I got it. You don't even have to make it. Even if I didn't have it, all you got to do is send it again because it's in the chat. So we're good. It's all good. Next week is the Christmas holidays. However, our shows fall on Monday and Thursday, and Christmas Day is on Wednesday. So we are still planning on going, especially since Skeleton Crew is still happening. And that's just because it's, we still got to talk about Star Wars. Plus, I want to, that'll be the 26th. I'll have some new Star Wars stuff that I got for Christmas. I want to show it off, Lego sets and whatnot.
And it's the day before my birthday.
And it's the day before Debbie's birthday. We can
come celebrate my birthday with me a day early.
Yeah.
If you want.
Why wouldn't you want to? So.
Well, I never really celebrate much anymore because it's right after Christmas. Here's your birthday and Christmas present.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute. Maybe is this? Let me see if this is the video.
It's my birthday.
Oh,
You know,
Sam, I miss you, Sam.
I just noticed this, and
Why is
I'm
there
gonna-
Star Wars at the beginning?
they were playing the drums, and I had to.
Okay.
We were.
I was slightly
That
confused.
was. I made that for my birthday, and I was playing it on both shows, so it was like we got to have some Star Wars and some. But the Zemo one where he was dancing, he's almost doing the little Trump dance. Did you notice that? I was like, oh, Baron Zemo's a Republican.
Oh my.
So that don't forget also too, we're doing the daily live Lego builds for the Lego Star Wars Advent calendars. We will be doing that daily until December the 24th. And that's whenever I get on, whenever I have a minute during the day to get on. So that could be like in the morning. It's been in the evenings after I get home from work. So, but on the weekends it's different, whatever. But that being said, that means you need to go check out all of our social media pages. But you also need on YouTube, you need to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the little bell icon for notifications so that you know when we do go live with stuff like that. Because sometimes we also like to go live when we're at like conventions and stuff. And in fact, speaking of conventions, this Saturday, the 21st, we had there's a comic book show in Louisville, Texas. So if you're in the Dallas area, it's at the Music City Mall. It's not the Music City Mall anymore. Used to be called the Music City Mall, but they're having a comic book show. I'm gonna try. It's a free admission. I'm gonna try and go down there and go check it out. I might do a couple of live feeds from there too. So anyway, that's it for us tonight. Like I said, check out the social medias. Like and subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. We will see all of you next week right here on MCU Mondays. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see y'all later.
Shit! Language. No one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language.
I know.
For gosh sake, watch your language.
That's not going away anytime soon.
You bet your ass.
Steve, he said a bad language word.
Did you tell everyone?
Out with the platinum bastard.
Steve doesn't like that kind of talk.
You know what, Romanoff?
Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?